is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on one of the top teams in this conference, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Georgia's offense will get the first swing of the game. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
A stop in behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Complete to the left. Shoved out of bounds after a big gain. They'll mark it at the plus 42.
This tight end is such a weapon because he can line up all over the field. That time he starts in the slot, he's running the corner route against zone coverage, and he's just got athleticism and wiggle and the ability to separate and make big plays. So nice to have a target like that.
From the gun, give on the inside.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
The Bulldogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll run play action. Unloads to the wideout. On target over the middle. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. The inside handoff. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. First and goal from the 7.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that first down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And that's why it's hard to run down by the goal line. The defense just has so many bodies crowded into the line of scrimmage. Offense couldn't get it done that time.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on third down?
They'd really rather not have to settle for 3. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. Unleashes to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. And the field goal unit is on the field. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And with that, they bring the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. The Crimson Tide offense comes out, and now they'll go on the attack. Last time we saw these guys, it was a rather forgettable experience for this quarterback. He turned the football over, he got sacked. Just not a good day at all, Jesse.
Well, the defense was able to rattle him. They hit him often, they hit him early, they got sacks on him, and then he started feeling it. His eyes came down, he started floating the ball over the middle of the field and putting it into trouble and got picked off. So it's important in this one, David, up front, they do a better job of helping him stay on his feet to get into a rhythm.
The best quarterbacks in the history of the game, when you continue to hit them, they become very human, and they start to rush their thought process. So he got hit early, and he got hit often last week, and that's why they lost. Position 1, objective number 1 today. Protect him, keep him upright, let him get some confidence.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They'll go right back to the run. Crosses to 40. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
Really nice run there. Now, listen, modern-day college football, I know it's all about spread offense and throwing the football and going up tempo and scoring quickly, but, man, you think back to Bear Bryant in Alabama, doesn't it always seem like they've always wanted to establish the run game? They have always wanted to be physical. Bear Bryant would have loved this guy in his backfield. With his physical style of running, man, he fits that just perfect.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. On the move. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes 2nd down. Out of the gun to give to the back. Turning it on. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another 1st down. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down.
Man, you gotta love the offense coming out with a plan. They're gonna feed their running back. Great job featuring him. Great job setting the physical tone. And they punched this defense right in the mouth and already got them back on their heels.
Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know first down, he might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Give to the running back. They get him down, tough run, picks up 4. They'll mark it at the 19. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. Quick release by the QB. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Alabama comes to the line with a first and goal. Wants to go up top. Trying to find the end zone. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. The give to the tailback. Back's going for the goal line. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
Quarterback will keep it. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They'll start this drive with a chance to regain the lead, down 7-3. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Off play action. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking for a man. It's Ramsey. Got a man. It's Robinson. At the 40, there he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better.
He's got it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
You got to love the rhythm this quarterback is in here on this drive, guys. 2 completions. He's seeing the safety rotation. That time, saw the one-on-one matchup he wanted, took his shot. He is in a groove.
Pushes toward the goal line. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, you're bringing all these tight ends in the game. You'd like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bulldogs! I can hear the defensive coordinator in the next booth yelling, "Wrap up! You have to wrap up!"
Bring your feet. 4 points of contact. You hear all those stuff from your defensive coaches. But you know what? Sometimes the guy's just better than you. He makes a play and gets in the end zone.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes that Alabama offense. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. The give to the back. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. You got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Power football with the run. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on 3rd down. To the ground to try to move the chains. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. First one of the day is on its way, and he's been sort of scarce around here, only called out 1 time in that loss last week. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Going the other way, and he's got room. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Bringing it back. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Dogs!
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And the kick is good, but there is a penalty flag because he paid for making that kick. I think they're going to get him for roughing the kicker.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And it's such a good opportunity to cut it to a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. They'll run it from the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. Boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Cranking up a drive like that can really get you going. It's first down from the 44. Fires to the wideout. Got his man. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45. Guys, you never want to sound the upset alert bell too early, but might be time to at least know where the button is for it.
Know where the button is, and listen, there's no need to panic yet, but
he's loose on the right. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that is the play this defense had to have. Did you look in the secondary right there? I mean, he was open, guys. Like, that would have been a touchdown, and this defense got to the quarterback. hit him as he's throwing the football, forced the errant pass, and dodged a bullet.
Big fella moving. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Georgia. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Single back formation, and they give it to him. Past the first down marker and still running. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. They're going to ride this running back. Looking for room at the 40. There he goes. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Athens.
Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs. Because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me, too.
The Crimson Tide could get very aggressive here on second and inches. Back to the ground game on the left. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
They're going to go right back to him on first down.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Handoff to the lone back. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule, and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
Just going to keep it after the snap.
Well, the defense got the stop there on 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can do it again here on 4th and inches, Dave.
I just got to find a way to fall forward, be physical. We work on this all week. You know you're going for it on 4th down.
The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, that last drive, they looked like they were throwing against air. Just absolute precision execution in the passing game, and it led them to a touchdown. We'll see what they have this possession. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And it is hardly a big surprise that this Alabama defense is hitting hard and making their presence felt in the backfield.
Yeah, it's what they built their brand on. They built it on physicality and stopping the run, and you've seen over the last several years, too. After they do that, they come after your quarterback, and they try to get that sucker on the ground.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding. I get the ball to my slot guy. He can make plays after it. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man. Just he catches the football, and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
I think if you're the coaching staff, you have to like what you've seen from this guy so far in the game. He's pumped out some really nice runs. Obviously, he's already scored a touchdown. Really nice run there as well. And for me, I would keep thinking about creative ways of getting this guy the ball as the game goes on here in the second half.
Yeah, when you get penetration by that defense right away, and there's no way to cut at all for that back, he gets destroyed right away. No way that play was going to be successful. Way too much penetration.
Quickly out to the tight end. He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's fourth down coming.
And you got to love the versatility of the big fella. You can put him in the box and let him block big defensive linemen, or you put him in the slot and you throw him the football and have success.
Georgia sends out the punt team. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. Here comes that Alabama offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Got his man out of the backfield. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds in this offense trying to put something together.
Now, you blitz me, I'm getting the ball out of my hands. Really good job understanding that by the offensive coordinator, this quarterback, seeing the blitz, getting the ball to a playmaker, letting him do some damage. And more importantly, I don't have to throw it way down the field. Just get the first down.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Leaves it with the running back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. Wanting to move the chains, here comes Alabama on fourth. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. Hauls it in at the 25. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
From the gun, running back gets the give. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Georgia lining up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And the quarterback is sacked. There are penalty flags down, but this might be doubly bad for the offense. I think the penalty might be on them. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Finds a man on the left. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They go back to work with a 1st down in the final period of this one. Looking to throw on 1st down. Hauls it in. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, if you could give a helmet sticker to this defensive coaching staff, they would get one because of the plan they've had for this guy at wide receiver. He is one of the best in the entire country with his speed and his athleticism. But they have had a plan for him, whether it's man coverage, zone, they've been able to double him, they've been able to change up the looks, and they have not been able to get him involved in the game, and that's why they're going to win this one.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. He'll try to get it through the air. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. And a confident throw and catch, and they're in the red zone at the 13. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding it.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. They feed him again. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5.
And now a big third down coming up. Down multiple possessions. This is one, Palmer, I'm looking for 6. I'm not trying to kick a field goal. I want to cut into this lead with a touchdown.
No, you got to have it. And also, considering all of that, this is 4-down territory too. So you need to identify who are your best players on offense and how can you give them a chance to score this touchdown.
And after yet another third down conversion, and he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bama! Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. And these guys come out feeling some game pressure. Things have tightened up, and they punted it last time they had it. Makes the catch. It's Albert. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism. Because of him, they've got this huge lead in the fourth quarter. So why stop throwing it? Just keep it going when the going's good.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Motion from the wide receiver. Trying to get outside on the jet sweep. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
You want to stop the jet sweep and be successful, get some penetration right now towards those edges, right where they're running the football. Defense was ready, got him on the ground, and stopped that play before it ever got started.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Ramsey. Pressure coming. Can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
Yeah, and the defensive lineman, you know, 3rd and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on 3rd down.
Georgia sends out the punt team.
On to punt it away.
Takes it on the return. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter. You're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And I love this defense continues to get home and bring pressure. Another sack, their 3rd sack of the game. They just keep applying pressure, and it's working. Do not stop.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Great place to start for this offense. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
The quarterback would love to have that throw back, but at least he'll brag that he overthrew that dude.
my arm strength is elite. You see that? I can overthrow guys that can...
Throws toward the end zone. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
And so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field, because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven if you try me, bad things are going to happen.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. The play will stand. They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. He wants it all. This is caught for the late touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Purdue is putting on an offensive clinic. They've built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up 14 over Kentucky. That's where things stand right now, and of course, if the script is flipped, you will hear about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I think if you're offense here, the game boils down to this one play on 3rd down with the... If you get the first down, that's ball game. There's not enough time left for the defense to get it back and go march down the field. So let's dial up our best play offensively. Let's make sure our best players are touching the football here.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He works his way to the 21-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down. Georgia lining up to punt it away. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. Here comes that Alabama offense. And they only need a field goal, and they have to manage the time wisely here.
Yeah, I think you want to manage the clock, Reese. Be smart with your timeout situation. Know where to attack, Jesse, on the field right now.
Yeah, generally you want to attack with your best players. So get them in matchups that you like and get those guys the football.
Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. He'll try to do it himself. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Really need to use this tempo effectively and get a little closer for the kicker. To the air on first down. Stands in and takes the hit. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
And those are the plays that you worry about as a defensive coordinator, man. Not getting beat over the top, but not just by any guy, but by a guy that can fly. And they've been worried about it all game long. Their game plan has been steered toward that, and right here they execute at a really good level. Make sure they don't let them get behind them, and they knock the football to the ground.
All the plays, all the plans, all the schemes, and it will be decided on this kick. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock. This to tie things up in the final minute. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Trying play action. Pocket breaking down. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Oh, and he missed it. No good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
I love the confidence this coach has in his young kicker to trot him out there, try to tie the game up with under a minute to go. And the kid's got tremendous leg talent, just couldn't execute that field goal.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiled.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.